morning sun. I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in. Then I watch them roll away again. Now I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. Oh, but I've got nothing to live for except for Peter Madrigal coming my way. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Spirited Convos. Yes, you did hear me correctly. Peter Madrigal is going to be our special guest today, along with a couple other special guests. So is a dock a port? That's a good question. And today we are talking about port. So it was just the best option I could find. Otherwise, I would have been singing a Johnny Cash tune, Let 'Em Roll, or Port of Lonely Hearts. It just, I don't know. That just seemed the best fit. So anyway, this song brings back memories from when I was a little girl. My mom and I took a ride in her Volkswagen Rabbit all the way to Silver Lake, Wisconsin. And my great-grandfather built this summer home / shack, and it's gone now, but they spent a lot of time there. So she took me there to see the spot. And I will never forget us walking down this railroad, literally on the railroad track, the two of us, and then cutting across over to Silver Lake and sitting on a dock and dangling our toes in the water on a hot summer day. Too bad I was too young to drink then, but I know my mom would have appreciated a cold port cocktail. So anyway, just a little fun memory. And I guess there's no better time than the present, because I know my mom will watch today. So tonight, like I said, we are talking about Penfolds 20s. And if you don't have a bottle, then just pretend. But you can find one at your local retailer. So more on that to come. In the meantime, I would love to have you welcome one of my guests. But here's a quick video of Peter Madrigal and what he's doing on his show. So let's take a look at that quick clip. So welcome, Peter Madrigal. Some of you may know him from his appearances on the Bravo hit series Vanderpump Rules. Also, Sir, you're the manager of Sir Restaurant, and you have your own hit show now. Since the lockdown, we're doing this virtual stuff. So welcome to the show, Peter Madrigal.
Thank you, Julie. It feels like forever since I've seen you. You know, like how long ago was it? At this point, it was about hour and a half ago.
Maybe about an hour and a half. Yeah, it feels like, you know, we talk every couple weeks at this point.
Yeah, we do actually.
You know,
yeah, I've been absent because, you know, I just decided to take a break from everything and just kind of like I was not going to say discharge, disengage myself from social media. But now I'm back. Thank you for having me on. I've been wanting to do this for a while because you were telling me about your tawnies. That they're not ports, they're tawnies, because they're from Australia. So I actually put together something really, really, I hope it's interesting. I hope that you like it, and I hope that it tastes great. But you know what? We're just going to fly with it. We're going to see how it goes.
I am sure it's going to be awesome.
Oh, I hope so. Otherwise, fire me now. I'm kidding. Don't do that, please.
I won't fire you. Not yet. Not yet. Not until I see what you can do.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Sounds good. What do you have in mind first? Julie, what do you have in mind for your drink with this tawny?
Well, I'm going to do a little bit of an espresso. So, yeah, that was my thought.
I got this from my boy Johnny on the other show.
And speaking of Johnny, oh, I love it. That's great. You know, it's funny, but I knew Johnny knew you, and that is how I ended up on your show. So, you know what? I would love. There's a picture of us from that first show. I think Carl's got it somewhere in the history. But yeah, here we are.
There we go. Peter like, Peter love, Peter wants
more. Yes, absolutely. And so, you know, it's so funny. I actually invited Johnny to be also a part of the show today. And so if you wouldn't mind, can he join us too?
Absolutely. And I hope he got a refill. Johnny, did you get a refill? Oh, God. You're still empty. What is happening? Johnny, Jesus.
I drank it all earlier. What am I going to do?
I would just like to tell you the first time I met Johnny Nips was on the top of the Godfrey Hotel in Chicago.
Time out.
I know you did.
Time out. Well, what did you call him?
What do you mean? That's his name.
What's his name? No, repeat it, please.
Johnny Nips.
Johnny what?
Johnny Nips.
Nips.
That's me.
Like that?
Yeah.
That's me, baby. You never heard that, Peter?
No, I got a different name for you, but okay.
I know. We'll talk about our names for each other later on, but
we're all friends here, and it's fun.
Yes, we are. I hope so. Jesus.
I didn't really think about it until I was like, "Why? How come he has that nickname?" And I asked Carl, and he's like, "Really? Like you have to ask?"
So you know why? Yeah, you know why they call me Johnny Nips, right?
I know why, but Peter doesn't.
I've known you for how long, and I don't know this.
My last name.
Okay. Your last name starts with an A. Like, how is that Nips?
Areola.
Areola.
Oh, Ariel. Okay.
Yeah. So here's the here's the thing. Peter is also Hispanic, so he calls the name Areola as it's supposed to be pronounced. Everyone else calls it Areola.
Well, now you know.
There you go.
So
I say Madrigal. I don't say Madrigal. Shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'll call you Peter Madrigal.
Actually,
Madrigal. Yes.
You can call him Peter Calamari.
There we go.
Or Peter Calamari.
And we'll tell you why maybe later.
Oh yeah, we'll tell you why. We'll get around to that. We'll tell you why. I
would love to hear this story. So I know how I met Johnny. How did you two meet?
How did we meet? Well, we met for a photo op at SUR. Your wife, Johnny, was a big fan of Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
Right here.
Boom. Was a big fan, not anymore. I'm kidding. Of course.
I don't know how many times I'm going to drop my glasses today.
Take them off. You don't need them.
You're not wine talking. I'm sorry. It's the wine talking. No, go ahead, Peter. Yeah, no, we met at SUR Restaurant.
Yeah, and then we started, and then I got off of work, and I saw you again over there at Tom Tom, and we just started hanging out, and I thought you were kind of cool, so we just bonded.
Yeah,
it was kind of awesome, actually.
You were stalking me, weren't you?
Huh?
Were you stalking me?
Yes, I was. I was stalking you. Yeah.
No, I think I was stalking you. No, I had we were in town for the Directors Guild Award show, plugging that. And what happened was Anna Marie wanted to go into SUR, and because she's a fan of the show, I'm a fan of the show also. And we went into SUR, had a nice meal. They served some great tilapia over there, and then we went over to Tom Tom afterwards and had a couple cocktails and saw Peter over there, and we started talking. And the rest is history. We just guys just sitting around talking. We're both cigar smokers, right, Peter? And
yes, we are.
We said, hey, let's get some cigars. Let's talk some business. And Peter's in the business as well on the other side of the camera. as a producer. So I said, hey, let's do something together. And here we are. We started our own Peter Magical Live and a couple other things that we're doing together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
That's it.
And I get to be involved a little bit too. So thank you so much.
Peter like, Peter love, Peter wants more love.
Thank you for including me. And I have to say, you know, Peter, I have family and friends in California, and so we're definitely going to come to visit, sir.
Absolutely, you should come on in.
Is done. And you met one of my friends and colleagues the other day because she actually brought you these bottles. So shout out to Shelby Krause. I know she's
Shelby. Love you. Thank
Shelby,
you so much, Shelby.
Yeah, so she dropped off your bottles, and so
she dropped bottles off, like plural bottles.
2. I hope you have those opened too, Peter. Yes. Here, cheers. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So I suppose this is a wine. I mean, we were talking about wine, and we did. I mean, you were already talking about wine on your show earlier today.
I was actually. I was interviewing a friend of mine, Jamie Whetstone. So he owns freshvinewine.com. So the wine that he owns is low carb, low calorie, low sugar. The only sugar in it is from the actual grapes themselves. And it's perfect for someone like me who likes to work out and doesn't like to get bogged down. So, you know, like a glass, maybe 2 of that, and you're set for the day. You don't have to like overdo it. Although if you want to, you can.
Did you say 2 glasses and you're set for the day?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I usually go through a couple bottles, but I'm trying to limit myself right now. Following in Johnny's footsteps.
Trying to be healthy. Yeah.
Emptying a bottle.
I hear you.
So,
I hear you.
So, Joey, what do we got? What do you got? What do you got for
us? The first wine we're talking about, the Penfolds Club. It's a tawny. Of course, we can talk a little bit about port, and port was actually, it's actually from Portugal, and that's why we cannot, it's almost like Chianti and Champagne. You cannot call from anywhere other than Portugal port.
Yeah, it's sparkling wine, not champagne, unless it's from
sparkling
champagne
wine, not champagne. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a dessert wine.
Uh-huh.
For most of you out there who don't know, it's called a tawny or fortified wines. And this category has so much history that starts in Portugal and many centuries. And it was in the Douro Valley in the northern provinces of Portugal. After many centuries of this wine success, other countries started, you know, catching on, and Australia started making their own. And they actually call it sticky.
Sticky.
Any other really sweet dessert style wine. And it's a term that really you don't, if you're Australian, or say if you're Australian, I didn't really know that until I started delving into the port world. See ya, Johnny Nips. I just noticed he off-screened it, so I guess we'll check him later.
Okay, so I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, sure.
Why is this so sweet? Because I've tasted other ports, and I've never really been a big fan of ports at all. And this port is a tawny. It's very sweet, and I kind of like it. But if you taste other ports, for instance, like a Sandman, it didn't taste good. I didn't like it. I have not drank a port because I got turned off from it. So why are some like kind of just sour or too bitter, or I don't know? And
I think it has to do with the balance of the grapes. In this specific tawny, there's over 200 varietals, and they really use the base spirit, which is sometimes called a brandy because it is a wine-based spirit, white spirit that they also blend in. So I think it's about balance, and Penfolds is known for making amazing wines. Since 1844, they were established and started making these wines as a medicinal wines. Dr. Christopher Penfold and his wife Mary came over from England and bought the McGill estate just kilometers from Adelaide, and they started growing their own grapes to make as medicinal wine. And how about that for a doctor prescription, right?
I love that. That's awesome.
So
Wow.
that's what they did. And and back in the day, that was, people were drinking fortified wine. There weren't a lot of still wine production other than France, Italy. So elsewhere in the world, people were drinking sweet wine, fortified wine, and with a brandy spirit base. So yeah, I think that's why. And if we want to pour us some wine, and we can talk about it. I hope you have a glass ready.
I mean, I do, but I prefer the bottle.
But you can't really see the color. So here, I like to take a look at actually the components.
Okay, fine, if you insist.
Oh, come on. Thank you very much. That's a good boy. There you go.
Yeah,
so if you look at it,
it's as big as my head. So you want a glass, you can fit an entire bottle in this thing.
So look at my little glass, right? So
size matters not, right?
Yeah. You can use many different types of glassware for tawnies or port or dessert wines in general. I have a few that I've collected over the years. Here is one. This is, great whiskey, also tequila. I know that you like tequila. So.
Oh, yeah. Love tequila. You love this tequila.
Here's another, almost a white wine glass that's just a little smaller than your average white wine glass with a, tulip top.
Yeah.
So if you look at the color, look at that amber brown.
Oh, yeah, no, I see it. I see that
amber. Through the light. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see it. Trust me.
And it's like a dark red rim. So, and if you're, the next thing you normally do a little component tasting. So you can just stick your nose right in there. Everyone laughs when I describe how I taste wine, but that's how you do it. Right? And you get some really great characteristics on the nose. I saw how you were doing that too, and you opened your mouth at the same time, which is a great way to get all those flavors in there. So what do you get? I got some dried fruit.
I'm getting all sorts of fruit. That's all I'm getting from this. It's like I'm getting that sweet, fruity flavor. That's what I'm getting. That's what my nose is picking up right now.
And then you get almost like a toasted, like a caramel.
I don't know. I'm just like my nose is telling me it's sweet. That's what it's telling me.
Yeah. But it does have that hint of tart, even on the nose. You do get a hint of tart, like a.
Yeah, that's true. A little bit of tart.
So then let's take a sip. And with wine, you want to make sure that you're hitting all the sensory receptors in your mouth. You're going to roll it around your tongue. Yeah, swish it around in your mouth, right?
Now you spit?
Not today. I don't know. You've had a couple bottles of wine already. Maybe you should. No,
I know, right? Maybe I should. Maybe I should get on that. I should start.
You've hit your limit.
Like, man, I'm gonna get wasted before the end of this video.
And these are high alcohol, so the 18% alcohol is this tawny. But on the palate, I don't know. The first thing I think of is I get like a roasted marshmallow.
Roasted
Do you get that?
I don't get that at all. I get the dried fruit. I get fruit. I get some caramel in there. I get toasted. Yeah.
I think what I mean is that, like, when you just toast it, it just kind of gets that brown, real light toast, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I enjoy it though. I really like this tawny. Thank you. But let's see what do you have? What do you have to make though? Like let's do a drink.
So you ready for the cocktail?
Huh?
So this is great on its own. You can also make a cocktail with it.
Yes, you can.
You are so excited to see what I'm making. I should make you go first.
You sure? You want me to do that? Okay. All right.
I want you to go first.
How's that? All right. Okay. So what I got here is a little bit of berries. So I'm just gonna throw that in there. There we go. Some more berries. Oh, it's nothing like some berries. I wonder if I can move my camera real quick. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna position this. a little further away so we can get a full view in 2 seconds. Go. There it is. Okay.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah. So you're not going to catch my face, but you're going to catch the drink. So I'm just like dumping some fruit in there, just like throwing this this fruit. Just going to mix it around a little bit. Maybe get some of the juices out too. I decided to do this in a big wine glass too because I got a lot of ingredients coming into this thing.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Oof, okay.
And who doesn't like a big cocktail?
Yeah. So then we're going to add a little bit of the tawny here. All right. And then before we finish pouring, we're going to add some of the some club soda. Because right now what I'm doing is I'm making a spritz with the tawny.
I like it. It's great for a hot weather drink. And
exactly. That's exactly what I was feeling with this. And you want some salsa water to really break up the sweetness just a tad. All right. Let's add a little bit more club soda over here. There we go. Oof, you're going to be drinking a goblet over here. All right. And then we're going to mix a little bit more. Now, there's one last thing that I want to add to this concoction. I'm going to put a little bit of Saint Germain. All right. I'm going to do a dash. There we go.
Nice.
A little bit of Saint Germain. So I didn't want it to put too much hard alcohol. I was thinking about putting a little gin, but I decided, no, that'll be too hard, especially with the hot weather. And let's see.
And almost like a Negroni if you're adding gin.
Oh, okay, that's really good. Yep.
Yes.
That's perfect. Now to cool it down just a little bit more, I got a couple ice cubes, Skull ice cubes. Bam, drop them in.
Ooh, I like the skulls.
Yeah, thank you. And if you need a little bit more sweetness, just add a little bit more of the berry juice. Boom. A couple of little dabs there. There we go. And let's see how we did.
Looking good. I see my niece Michaela. Hey there.
Oh, that's amazing. That's perfect. I like it. Peter Love.
You were worried.
Peter wants more.
Peter Love. You were worried that you were going to be having to drink a port, which you kind of associate with a warm weather wine. And I'm hoping that you were surprised and impressed that you could.
I was thoroughly surprised and thoroughly impressed, actually.
Yeah, and create a refreshing cocktail out there. Yes. Where what's the temp out there? 100 degrees today?
100 degrees.
Oh, that's hot. Barbara, that's a lot like what Lisa Beth, Grandma Tush, and I drank in South America. And good point, Barbara Tush Larson, that in South America they take mucho and put it in a big bag.
Wait, hold on. One more time. What was that?
Mucho booze.
Mucho booze. Okay,
didn't you know I also speak Spanish?
We like to drink mucho buzo.
Mucho buzo. And they would just, dump bottles of brandy and other liqueurs and do a little dance, and everybody mixes tons, put the fruit in.
Necesitamos una cerveza, por favor.
Ah, sí, yo también. So my cocktail actually is also a cool cocktail, but a little bit more on the espresso side because, so I did more of an espresso martini. And I know that people love, that's been a martini that stood the test of time, right?
The espresso martini? I think so. I think it stood the test of time for the last 5 years?
Yeah. Longer than that. Probably.
I know, I'm making a joke. We didn't have it in serve for a while.
You must be a lot younger than me. But so I'm just.
I don't know how you're going to top this. Espresso with fruit. I don't know.
I know. Yours does. It's making my mouth water. If we were.
Yeah, that happens with me.
So I did a little bit of espresso with, I added in some sugar. And you can also, change that and use simple syrup if you prefer. And I have my little Tito's vodka. I'm going to put a little vodka in there. And let's see, where is my? I have a table over here, and I don't have a fancy camera, but maybe you can see. And then, of course, you take the club port. I don't know if that's even really helping. Right in the shaker. And I don't know, I kind of count when I pour. I don't usually measure anything. It's just an old habit that I have. And do a little shake. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can. I can see it.
And then where is
Shake it, baby. Shake it.
Woo!
No, you gotta put it over your head like that. You gotta go like this. Shake it like that. There we go.
Oh yeah. Over my head.
There you go. That's
Over
the way.
head.
There you go.
Yummy. And then into my martini glass.
Oof. That looks good, actually. That really does look good.
And then also a few, my garnish, of course you have to have garnish, is 3 little, actually I'm going to put 4 in there, coffee beans. So cheers.
Oof. Cheers. There we go.
Na zdrowie.
Mm?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's delicious.
Well, I'll have to try to make yours, but I do like mine. I prefer mine because it's a hot day. I don't want any coffee in my body right now. I'm about to go to bed in like 3 hours. So yeah.
Go to bed at 5:30 where you are.
Huh?
Did you say you were going to go to bed?
In 3 hours. Yes.
What time do you wake up in the morning? That's a early.
6.
Jeez.
Yeah. I get working out right away. I'm like on it. Go. You know, the first couple hours that I spend through my day is like working out, and then after that I get to work on whatever else I need to do.
I'm gonna have to start waking up earlier.
Yeah, I'll text you.
Oh yes, let's talk about this. So, you have been very busy in the lockdown, right?
Well, there's a caveat for this. This came about in November of 2018. So I was working on this all of 2019. This is the old game. This is the guinea pig. This is what we first started with, Peterific slots. This is what I worked on for the entire year of 2019. It came out in almost a year ago at this time. We did a test on it. It was we figured out how if people liked it or not, and we had a great response. We had about 8,000 downloads, and then we took it off the server, and then we took my game and put it on the Celebrity Slots app, which is Celebrity Slots app we are officially launching. You can still download it right now, but we are officially launching on Monday. All right. This is the new game. This is what it looks like now. This is it. This is exactly what it looks like now. Boom, baby. So
wow, look at you.
This is the new game. And so yeah, we are launching this officially on Monday. So this is the culmination of about a year and a half worth of work right there. That's what you're seeing is a culmination of about a year and a half's worth of work.
I guess I'm going to have to start gambling.
You better download it right now. Well, it's not gambling. I mean, it's like you can win prizes though. You can win a candle. You can win a candle or a hat, or you have a big prize. There's a big prize that comes with this whole thing. There's a grand prize. If you win a bunch of the tournaments, there's a grand prize aspect of this whole thing that you gotta try and check out, and you gotta win. You never know what it is. It's pretty big though.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I thought it was more of a well, thank you for explaining it.
You're welcome.
Slot.
It's a social gaming app. Social gaming app.
So I can do it with my friends.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be playing against someone like me.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Rev Schnorr just popped in.
Oh God, Rev Schnorr just popped in.
You know Rev Schnorr. He says, how many glasses in a bottle?
4.
It depends on who's drinking.
Yeah, there you go. It depends on who's drinking. I say 4. So 4.
Speaking of, we did talk about pairing something. Did you pair anything with your Tawny?
I actually did. I paired Oreo cookies. I mean, not Oreo cookies, Chips Ahoy.
Well, I also paired something with mine. And so, hold on, just let me get it lit here. It's a chocolate molten lava cake, my favorite. And I heard it's someone's birthday on Sunday, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Pierre Madrigal. Happy birthday to you. Do you want to blow it up?
Thank you, Julie.
Oh, Johnny Nips in the house.
Thank you.
I came back in.
Thank you. Well, that makes me happy. I'm like goosebumping up right now. Oh my goodness.
Well, let me be the first to wish you, other than yourself,
Huh?
happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm like goosebumps. I have goosebumps.
You guys are killing me over there with those.
Johnny, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear Johnny?
Can't hear me. Well, I'm going to go out and come back in.
I could hear him.
I couldn't hear him. That's so weird.
Yeah, it is weird. There's a
Oh man.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
No, I can't.
Oh,
Johnny,
Jennifer Ward says happy birthday.
Reverend Schnorr. I need to come back on your show, Reverend Schnorr. I really do. I need to go back. I can't wait. Honestly, I'm like, that I need to do again. I enjoyed those guys.
They are a lot of fun.
Yes, they are. They're great. Oh.
I also paired a bunch of things back here. I have some salted cashews, all kinds of good stuff.
So tell me, Julie, do you try to make any cocktails with the grandfather one?
I haven't, and I mostly don't, because it's a standalone. You know, that's a bottle that it would be like trying to make a spritzer out of Grange, Penfolds Grange. You know, $1,000 bottle of wine, put club soda in it. So no, I don't. This is really interesting though, and you should know because now you have a bottle.
Yeah.
That this dates back to 1915, and it is a Solera style tawny. So some of the first vintages were from 1915, and every vintage that goes into it is aged for 14 years before it gets topped off on top of the Solera.
It's interesting you say that because on my show I had Jamie Whetstone, who like I said, he's the founder, creator, freshvinewine.com, and he was showing me a bottle because he drinks. Sometimes he drinks a little bit. I'm not gonna say chugs. He drinks a little bit of Don Julio 1942. Now
my favorite tequila.
I have Azul. You don't make tequila cocktails with Azul or Don Julio 1942. You just don't do that. That is sacrilegious. And so I can understand what you're saying about, because you don't take your Opus or your Camus, for instance, and those are like on the lower end, and you don't do that with those bottles of wine. You don't make a cocktail out of those. I mean, I don't know who would make a cocktail out of wine, but still, like sangria.
I will say this. I drink a lot of Don Julio 1942. It's one of my favorite tequilas. But I do have a friend who likes and it's not the 1942, but he'll do a Don Julio Reposado Manhattan or something like that. And I can appreciate that.
But that's understandable. But I mean, like a 42, or can you imagine me making a cocktail out of Clase Azul? You know what? I'm going to have to do that on an episode of Salud. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a cocktail out of Clase Azul tequila. Fine.
I see it when you come to Chicago, you have to join us on a tequila tour and a taco tour. You know,
absolutely. I'm
famous
down.
for our.
I'm down like a clown. I'm cool like a fool in a swim. No, I don't know.
Oh, I love it. But yeah,
Julie, it was awesome. This was amazing.
I'm so glad you could join.
I'm gonna have to take off, but I'm happy that you introduced me to this Tawny.
Cheers! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
We'll see you. We'll see you real soon. And everybody out there, you can catch Peter Madrigal live at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, 5:30 our time for his social happy hour. It's been a lot of fun. Cheers.
Yes.
Can't wait to see ya.
Cheers.
All right.
Thank you so much, Julie. I'll see you soon.
I just ate a coffee bean. 2, actually. Delicious. I'm going to be up for a while today, so in case any of you out there want to shoot me a text or call me, I'll be wide-eyed. But no, really, it's been a lot of fun getting to know Peter and Johnny Nips, who I already knew. And thank you to everybody for joining this week. I see so many, Brooke, Jen, my Michigan family, and tune in next week. We are going to have a special guest sommelier, Mike Ritanti, on the show, and can't wait to see you soon. Did I forget anything, Carl? Okay.
Nope.
Brother Carlito, come on out.
Good show, Julie.
Thank you so much. I'm so bummed that you didn't have a bottle of port to drink with us. Ooh.
I have to pace myself for tonight.
Oh, I know. So also, just so you know, if you're bored tonight at 10 p.m., you can see Brother Carlito, who just popped in, and Rev Schnorr. They are on every night at 10 p.m. on Facebook at Rev Schnorr. They're also streaming on YouTube and Instagram also. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Penfolds, for making amazing wines and great stickies. And thanks to all my friends and our following out there. Cheers and have a good night.